Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're revisiting a watch that certainly caused quite a stir when it first landed. The Patek Philippe Calatrava Pilot Travel Time, reference 5524G.
Yes, the 5524G.
You might remember we touched on this model before. Well, now Patek's given us a new version, and this time it features a really rather elegant ivory lacquered dial.
It's interesting, thinking back to the original, the blue dialed one from 2015, the reaction then was, well, surprise is putting it mildly.
Definitely surprised.
Because everyone was doing vintage Pilot reissues, and then Patek Philippe, the name you associate with ultra-sophisticated dress watches, mostly comes out with this quite bold, modern Pilot watch.
Exactly. It really made people sit up and take notice. More than just being different from their dress watches, it sort of poked at assumptions about what Patek was, didn't it?
It did. It perhaps hinted at a broader strategy or thinking.
There was this collective sort of, hang on, Patek, a dedicated Pilot watch. It just wasn't the first thing that popped into your head.
Not at all.
Of course, Patek did have those interesting 1936 hour angle watches, the cyberometers. Fascinating bits of history.
Absolutely fascinating. But they didn't really lead anywhere back then, did they? Not to a full Pilot watch collection like we have now.
No, exactly. They were historical footnotes, really.
Precisely. So 2015 was this quite unexpected moment, a real departure, you could say, from their perceived lane. But what people quickly realized, I think, was how Patek's core expertise was right there in the design. It wasn't just style for style's sake.
No, definitely not.
It was this super sophisticated dual time complication.
Yeah.
Genuinely practical. A proper tool watch. Just made to incredible luxury standards.
And that blend, that specific mix.
That's what won people over eventually. And it clearly worked, because it paved the way for the whole collection, spanning the smaller lady size, the alarm travel time, the chrono.
And the rose gold 5524R with that brown dial.
Right, so it found its footing.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into this new one then. The 5524G0100. The sources are pretty clear. Technically speaking, under the hood, it's the same watch.
Identical, yeah. Same movement, same functions as the earlier white gold versions.
So the real story here, the main event, is that aesthetic shift, that new ivory lacquered dial. That's the focus, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. The mechanics are proven, they work brilliantly. But switching to this ivory dial, it gives you a completely different look and feel. And when you think about Pilot watches, legibility is king, right?
Always.
And this ivory lacquer, it provides this this fresh background for all those legibility features to really pop. It lets them do their job effectively for you, the wearer.
And they really are deliberate features, aren't they? You've got those big applied Arabic numerals, black and white gold.
Yep, big and bold.
And filled with that yellowish lume. The source even mentions the dark border around them. That must create serious contrast against the ivory.
Exactly. That outline is key. Against the lighter dial, plus the bright lume, it just ensures you can read the time instantly. Day or night, bright sun or low light. Crucial.
Makes sense.
And it's consistent,
Yeah.
The main hands, the hour and minute for local time, they're solid, charcoal gray, white gold, and they get the same lume treatment. It's all designed together for clarity.
And then there's that skeletonized hand, also charcoal gray coated white gold. That's for home time, right?
That's the home time hour hand, yeah. And the clever bit is how it's designed to just tuck away underneath the main hour hand when your home and local times are the same, or if you just don't need to see it constantly.
That is smart. It keeps things uncluttered if you're just focused on where you are right now.
It really is thoughtful design. Out of sight when you don't need it, but right there for you when you do. Simple glance. And then you've got the two little round windows for the day-night indicators around 3 and 9 o'clock.
Right, marked local and home.
Yep. And intuitive colors. White for daytime, blue for night. Adds another practical layer, especially if you're crossing lots of time zones.
And you can't forget the details, like the black railway track for the minutes around the edge and the central seconds hand with that little luminous dot on the tip.
That all adds up.
It all contributes to that clear, functional Pilot aesthetic, but, done the Patek way with that extra refinement.
Exactly.
Plus, the date display, that subdial at 6, being linked to local time is just sensible, isn't it?
Oh, incredibly convenient. You land, you adjust your local time using the pushers, and the date automatically clicks over if needed. You don't have to fiddle with it separately.
Yeah, no extra steps.
It shows how they've taken those core tool watch ideas like instant readability, clear info, and just elevated them. The craftsmanship, the materials, like using a lacquer dial. It gives it a richness you wouldn't maybe find on a purely utilitarian piece.
Good point. Let's talk case then. 42 millimeters, polished white gold. So, it has presence.
Definitely has presence.
Yeah, but it's relatively slim, right? Under 11 millimeters thick, 10.78 millimeter. So it should wear pretty comfortably, despite the diameter.
Yeah, surprisingly wearable for a 42 millimeter watch, especially in gold. And those pushers on the left side, the ones for adjusting local time.
Uh-huh, the up and down ones.
For jumping the hour hand forwards or backwards. Super easy to use for travel.
Right, 1 hour increments.
And they've got that patented safety lock. You have to give them a little twist to unlock before you can push them.
Ah, okay. To stop you bumping them accidentally.
Exactly that. Imagine being on a flight. You knock it, and suddenly your local time is off by an hour or two.
Yeah.
That lock prevents that kind of headache. It's pure Patek attention to practical detail for you.
Makes sense. And there's another little pusher too, isn't there? For the date.
Yeah, a recessed one down near 630 in the case band. You use a small tool for that. Less frequently used, obviously, but keeps the main pushers just for the time zone function.
Right. Okay, so the engine inside, the movement. Caliber 26-330 SCFUS. It's Patek's own in-house automatic.
Yep. And it's a really impressive piece of engineering. That's what gives you that travel time function and the date.
What are the key specs we should know?
Well, it beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour, which is 4 hertz. That helps with accuracy. You've got a power reserve of around 35 to 45 hours.
Okay.
It uses a hefty 21-karat gold rotor for efficient winding. And importantly, it features Patek's Gyromax balance wheel. That's their free-sprung design for stability. And the Spiromax balance spring.
Spiromax, that's the silicon one.
That's the one. Made from Silinvar, their patented silicon derivative. It's anti-magnetic, very resistant to temperature changes, lightweight, all things that help keep the watch running consistently and accurately for you over time.
And it's all finished beautifully, carrying the Patek Philippe seal.
Oh, absolutely. The finishing is exceptional, even though you don't see it through display back on this model. And that seal guarantees incredible accuracy. We're talking -3 to +2 seconds per day.
Yeah.
That's stricter than chronometer standards.
Wow, so real precision for the wearer.
Top-tier precision and reliability, yes. It's not just functional. It's a testament to their watchmaking skill.
Right. And finally, the strap and buckle. It comes on a khaki composite strap.
Yeah, sort of a fabric look composite material. Quite casual, sporty feel. It's got contrasting black stitching. Fit the pilot theme well, I think.
And the buckle, white gold, naturally.
White gold, yes.
Ugh.
And it's a specific type, a clevis prong buckle. The source mentions it's inspired by the harnesses pilots used to wear.
Ah, another little historical nod. Subtle.
Very subtle, but it's there. It connects it back to that aviation world without being, too overt.
And the price puts it firmly in the serious luxury category, 58,900 euros.
Indeed. It reflects the brand, the materials, the movement, the finishing, everything we've talked about.
Okay, so wrapping this up. This new Patek Calatrava Pilot Travel Time, the 5524G with the ivory dial.
Yeah.
It basically takes a watch that was already quite successful, quite compelling.
Definitely.
Keeps all that great dual time functionality, keeps the focus on being easy to read.
The core strengths remain.
But that new dial color just gives it a different personality. A bit more classic, maybe. A touch warmer than the blue, perhaps more traditional for you to consider.
I think that's fair. It's Patek playing with the subtleties, isn't it? Not reinventing the wheel because the wheel worked really well, but just offering a different aesthetic take, maybe appealing to slightly different tastes or giving existing fans a fresh reason to look again.
Yeah, a smart evolution. Which brings us to a thought for you, our listener. When you look at Patek Philippe, with its incredible history, mostly outside the pilot watch sphere, and then you see this blend of their heritage in high watchmaking with very modern specific functionality, what does that combination tell you about how luxury watches designed for a purpose are evolving today?
That's a great question. And maybe think about what other historical designs, maybe from the less obvious places in watchmaking or even other industries, could be ripe for this kind of modern functional reinterpretation. Where else might we see this blending of heritage and utility in the future?
Definitely something to mull over. We'd encourage you to dig a bit deeper into Patek's own history with pilots and